Hey guys, I want to give you guys an updated playoff listing after week 6 of the NFL. A lot of moving parts have been going on. A lot of upsets happened this past week. So I do want to give you updates for the AFC right now. And if you guys did enjoy football, please remember to hit that like button. We're going to talk about the playoff shifts right now. So number 16 on the list, guys, is the Las Vegas Raiders. Right now they are 1-4 in their 4th place in the AFC West. And obviously, guys, they did have a bye week. But still, they're one of the worst teams in the NFL right now, and they need a ton of work. Devontae Adams has been upset. Derek Carr has been upset. The Raiders, honestly, overall has been a very upsetting team. It came in with a lot more expectations with a new high-powered offense, and it's just not meeting up to par. Number 15 for the AFC, guys, is the Houston Texans. They also had a bye week. They are 1-3-1 in their 4th place in the AFC South with the Colts as well. But guys, the Houston Texans, in my opinion, if it wasn't for that one win or that one tie, they would be tied with the Raiders as one of the worst teams in the NFL right now. It's just these two teams, they need a lot of help offensively, defensively. They just need help overall. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're number 14. They're 2-4, and they're 4th in the AFC North. And they just beat a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team with a backup QB and the rookie QB as well. Kenny Pickett actually stopped after halftime, and Mitch Trubisky came back into the game and actually pulled through for the Steelers, upsetting the Bucks. This was one of the many upsets for the past week. The Steelers right now, they are trending upwards. They were last week, but they moved up 2 spaces since last week, and that's pretty encouraging just to see stuff like that. Now, number 13 is the Cleveland Browns. They did face the Patriots, and they did lose to the Patriots with Bailey Zappi. They are 3rd in the AFC North with 2-4, dropping down 1 spot. And the Browns right now, if it's not for the run game, if it's not for Nick Chubb, the Browns need help offensively, right? Jacoby Brissett needs to make more plays happen when it counts, not when the game is blown out already. They need to make things happen in the air before it gets way out of control, in my opinion. And the Browns, guys, they need to do just a little bit better job. Number 12 on the list, guys, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They actually dropped 3 spots. They lost to the Colts. They are 3rd in the AFC South right now with a record of 2-4. The Jacksonville Jaguars defense is solid, okay? The one big issue right now for the Jaguars is Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has to take care of the ball just a little bit more, and maybe, who knows, maybe they'll be 4-2 or 3-3 if Trevor Lawrence would have taken care of the ball just a little bit more than previously, right? Now, the Denver Broncos, they dropped 1 position. They're 2-3. They're 3rd in the AFC West. They played against the Chargers in Thursday Night Football, losing the game. And I just don't know what's going on with the Broncos. They had more expectations with Russell Wilson coming in. They're just not in sync right now, in my opinion, right? They just need a little bit more help overall because there's just no communication offensively. QBs, something's going on there, but they are in preseason form is what I've been saying a lot of times. They just need a little bit more help. Number 10 right now, the New England Patriots. Like I said, they just beat the Browns. They moved up 1 position. They're 3-3 and they're 4th in the AFC East right now. The AFC East division overall is going to be very competitive with many other divisions out there. But the AFC East is one of the most competitive with the Bills, the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Patriots. So maybe there's a chance the Patriots may not even make the playoffs this year, but they are in the bubble to make the playoffs. And right now, with a record of 3-3, they are looking pretty decently right now. Number 9, dropping 2 spots, is the Miami Dolphins. They are 3-3. They lost to the Vikings. They're 3rd in the AFC East. And it's kind of sad because the Dolphins, they're having a lot of QB troubles. Tua just came out of concussion protocol. Supposedly he's going to come back next week, but it hasn't been confirmed. It's just rumors. Teddy Bridgewater was the backup. And the starting quarterback was a rookie called Skylar Thompson, which actually did get knocked out in the 1st quarter, putting Teddy Bridgewater back in. But Jalen Waddle actually fumbled at the very last drive in the 4th quarter. A lot of different plays actually do play a part. But they ended up losing this game and just dropping 3 straight, which is not good. And they were the top of the AFC after week 3, and it's just not looking good for the Dolphins right now. They need some more quarterback consistency and healthy bodies in order to actually stay afloat and be competitive in the AFC. Number 8, going up 5 spots the Cincinnati Bengals. They have a record of 3-3. They're second in the AFC North right now. They just beat the Saints. And guys, there's been a lot of doubts right now for the Bengals after a slow start. The offense wasn't clicking. But right now, they're getting in mid-season form, right? They're getting ready for the playoffs. And right now, they're in the bubbles. And actually, in order to be a part of the playoffs with number 8, now with Joe Burrows and Jamar Chase, just the Cincinnati Bengals have a lot of offensive weapons. And they're just going to be very good. They're starting to find their own rhythm, and the Bengals, guys, are a team to watch and to be careful for. Number 7, and just on the cusp of the playoff contention, is the Indianapolis Colts, going up one position, beating the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're second in the AFC North with a record of 3-2-1. Now, Matt Ryan and the Colts, they're actually starting to find a little bit more of a rhythm. Now, Jonathan Taylor and the whole running game was basically non-existent. Matt Ryan had to throw for a record of 58 times in this one game. Michael Pittman did his thing, 130 yards in the receiving game. But the Colts offensively, guys, they just need a little bit more oomph. They need to have a consistent running game. Teams are going to try to stop them every single night. So Matt Ryan has to make throws to Michael Pittman. He has to make throws in the clutch. And right now, beating the Jaguars, a very decent defense, it did, prove a point to a lot of people, and that's something that they need to do. Number 6, guys, the Los Angeles Chargers. They stay in the number 6 spot with a record of 3-2, with the second in the AFC West. The Chargers overall, guys, they just beat the Broncos, and overall, they're going to stay consistent. They have a lot of offensive weapons. The only downfall for the Chargers is their own self-inflicted wounds. Number 5 on the list, guys, the New York Jets. They're second in the AFC East with a record of 4-2. And who would have thought the Jets would have had a record of 4-2? Obviously not me. I didn't think they were going to be so high up in the rankings, but their defense right now with the corners, with the D-line, their defense is winning games. Their defense is showing that they can put up points. They just held the Packers to 10 points, beating them 27-10. And that's when Zach Wilson threw for less than 150 yards. So if your starting quarterback throws for less than 150, you would have think that they'll lose the game, but the Jets defense is just on another level. Number 4 on the list, guys, the Baltimore Ravens. They just lost to the Giants. They have a record of 3-3, but they're first on the AFC North. I have no concerns with the Baltimore Ravens right now. Lamar Jackson is a stud, and their defense is overall pretty decent. And Lamar Jackson is always going to be very competitive and is always going to keep the games close. Number 3 on the list, guys, the Tennessee Titans. They have a record of 3-2, and they're first in the AFC South. And guys, the Tennessee Titans offense, they just need a little bit more help in the sense of Ryan Tannehill has to make more consistent throws. Mark Henry has to run down the field, and the defense just has to stay solid, and they should be good for the rest of the season. Number 2 on the list, guys, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're first in the AFC West with a record of 4-2. They just lost a huge battle to the Buffalo Bills, and I have no concerns with this because in number 1 spot is the Buffalo Bills. They have the best record in the AFC at 5-1. They're first in the AFC East, and guys, I do think the Bills or the Chiefs are going to compete in the championships in order to see who goes to the Super Bowl, just like previous years. Those 2 teams are the teams to beat, in my opinion. So that's basically the rankings for the AFC. Let me know what you guys think. Or is your team in playoff contention right now? Or are they close or in the cusp to getting inside the playoffs? Let me know what you guys think. If you guys did enjoy this video, please remember to subscribe down to the channel, hit that like button, and see you guys next time. Peace.